resolution of intent to abandon a public road.
Mr. Chairman, that is just the first step in the process where by the board says it is going to consider pursuant to state law the possibility of abandoning Farm Road, which would be the entire length of that road running from where it begins off of Ski Pond Road till it comes to a dead end. Should be attached to your resolution a copy of the well, there will be to the one that you adopt, if you adopt it, a copy of a plat showing the road. And as I looked at it currently, I understand there may be some change in ownership in some of the property on Farm Road, but at least currently all of the property was owned by one person. And following the adoption, there will be then a notice run in the newspaper. There will be an opportunity for a public hearing on the closing at the next meeting in August, and then a consideration by the board as to whether you want to actually abandon it or not.
All right. So I need a motion right now to
Adopt the resolution.
adopt this resolution.
Well, wait, if you'll wait just 1 second. I have a lot of the paperwork where I own the road, the property on both sides of the road. We went through this. I know what you're fixing to say, Will. It doesn't matter if you own property on each side of it. I asked one of y'all to come out there and look. Miss Allison did. Mike Kyle has also been out there. And I also put up a barbed wire fence across my property. But the problem is, and I think Stephanie is here today, she is from Effingham County. She bought Ted Larsey's place, and I give her access to go across my property to get their trailer set up over there as a new family coming in. The next thing I know, Miss Lori, as a county commissioner, had told her that she could put a driveway on my property. Roger had been out there to see where to put a sewer pipe off of Farm Road. Did Lori tell her to come to the meeting and let's resolve this? No. Lori told her to hurry up and get a driveway put on that property before the next meeting, and that Miss Stephanie is the only one that can stop me from closing that road. As I can tell you, Miss Allison went up there and seen that I own that. That's a private driveway. It only goes to my property. It does not go no further but to a house that I own on that road. Mike Calkin also, he was a witness out there, because it cost us 6 hours of what Lori done on a phone call ahead of the last meeting that she had with Miss Stephanie. They had already conspired to get a road, to get a driveway off of Farm Road out there. And as a citizen of Screven County, I think that's a no-no. We vote y'all in, we didn't vote her in. She has no decisions in what happens in Screven County. She has no legal right to
Stop.
tell somebody from Effingham County that they can come on my property and put a road.
This has got, like, until the road's closed, it's a public road, though, if I understand correctly.
That is correct, but you also have to go across my property. If you put a driveway on there, I own property on both sides. You can't just go out there and put a driveway across your land. I can't do that to you.
Got nothing to do with what we're dealing with, Mr. Chairman.
And as far as that goes, Mr. Lawyer, if you've got a deed to that property, I've been paying taxes on that road since 2007. I got proof right here. And now, if Screven County owns it, they owe me some back taxes. And I do want them. I mean, if you got a deed.
You understand you pay taxes to the center of every road.
That is correct. But it
Every
has to
dirt
be.
road in there, I mean, it's not
Screven
cut
County
out.
has to have a piece of paper saying that I signed a deed over to them too.
No.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Okay. Well, you know what? As far as the road, I put a barbed wire fence up on my side over there. Mike can testify to that. It's a barbed wire fence over there. Nobody else can access that road. If you wanna do my private driveway to that gray house, have at it. It only goes to my property.
You came and asked us to close the road and we're starting the process, that's all that
Well,
I've
I've
been
come
involved
to
in.
tell you that in the meantime, Lori can't go around telling people what they can and can't do on my property either.
I don't believe she told anybody what she couldn't do on
Stephanie,
your
did
property.
she not tell you?
The reason why Mr. Roger came out was to see where it was allowed to put the driveway in.
Off
not
of Farm Road.
Where, whether it be Farm Road, whether it be Ski Pond, whether it be 24, that's why Mr. Roger came out. Not because Miss Lord said you can put a driveway off of Farm Road. That's why he came out, was to see where it was accessible to do so.
Lori, you did
That's what
not.
they do. I mean, that's what our road department does.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute, we're not gonna, this
We're
is
not
not
gonna
the
do
time,
this. That's
I know we're
exactly-
not.
It's a lie. And Rod and Mike Kyle had ended up coming out. I dealt with this for 6 hours. Roger was out there for a couple hours. Mike Kyle ended up having to be called out there to tell those people, and they destroyed my property. They destroyed ditches and stuff out there. I got pictures, and Mike Kyle as a witness. I understand you don't wanna fool with this. I understand
No,
this.
it's not that I wanna fool with it, but you asked us to do something and we're trying to do it.
I understand that. I understand that. But the road is absolutely closed now anyway.
How is it absolutely closed?
Because I have a barbed wire fence that goes to my
Well, to
property.
me, that's probably illegal.
No, sir, you can't tell me what to do on my property. I own the land on the other side.
She closed off, Mr. Commissioner, she closed off the part going across the ditch under her property, not the road itself.
It has
Alright.
nothing to do with that road.
Basically what happened, I'm sorry, but yeah, when they got the property, they apparently asked Ms. Thompson if they could cross it. They crossed over, they put a trailer back in there, and they crossed over the ditch and knocked it down, or the level. And, she owns 12 to 15 foot on the other side of the road is her property. And these folks had crossed her property to get to where the trailer was at, and some other folks, and that's basically what the problem's about. They're crossing, she has that 15 foot, 12 to 15 foot, she owns it from the ditch bank crossing. They crossed over the ditch to get to the trailer, they moved in here, and, some workmen came up there and they crossed over the same way. They crossed over the ditch, and, that's where the problem lies. They crossed that 12 to 15 foot of her property to get to their property. Is that about right?
Somewhat, she had given us permission to do so.
That is correct.
And that
I
is
did.
on one of your deputies' video cams.
Yes.
That she had given us permission to.
And Mike Kyle's well aware of that.
Correct.
I explained that to
Property
him.
being destroyed, there was.
But, and the honest reason it got stopped is because I was paying attention to what was going on. And I rode up there, and Roger and Stephanie was out there on my property, and I said, what's going on? We're deciding where to put a sewer pipe. You're not putting a driveway. She said, Roger as a witness was standing right there. Lori told me that I could.
No, I said I had spoken
Well,
to
Roger-
Lori, she
And
said
Roger
it
had to
was-
explain to her that
It sounds more like a civil matter. I mean, I'm not here to,
I'm not here to bash anybody either. Roger can tell you that he had to explain to her who Lori was.
Well,
She said she's a secretary. She's
not.
a city manager. He ended
not
up
that
telling
either,
her.
but anyway. So you wanna withdraw this, what we're working on right now? Is that what I'm hearing?
As I said, it's a private driveway. Your county commissioner can testify to that, and Mike Kyle. Mike Kyle's already told them, he went and told them people to get off that road because it is a private driveway.
Alright.
About two different things, I
If-
think.
It has always been a private driveway.
She's,
Well,
think
why
it's a
are we
private
closing
drive-
the public?
they're legal on the.
That's a good question.
What she's talking about is not the public road.
Well,
There's no question they have the right to go up and down the public road once they want to. But when they cross over that 12 to 15 foot,
Well, that's a civil matter. It's
That's a
not a
civil
matter for
matter.
us to address here.
she gonna, what she
It's
needs.
not until somebody starts telling other people what to do on it.
what she needs to do, correct me, Mr. Attorney, she needs to go to court, get an injunction stopping her from crossing the.
That's correct.
Nobody's crossing any property.
No, but she
The
can't
only-
cross it anymore.
The only question today is whether or not we are going to go forward with closing the public road that's called Farm Road. That's the only issue today.
Just leave it alone, I mean, if you don't.
And it should be a moot problem shortly, once the driveway, they've got in at the end of the road where they enter the property off of Ski Pond. Once that driveway's complete, she won't need to go down the road on the other side.
We haven't been down the road
They had it
since
down.
she called you to begin with.
Right.
So
When,
I don't
when you
understand why.
explain
there's
to them to
still
stay
issue.
off my private property, that is
Well,
correct.
apparently they hadn't gone on the property.
So here's the deal.
What are the bushes was for?
It seems that it's a private drive that the county has been maintaining.
That is
okay?
correct.
And so that seems to be maybe possibly an error on the county side for actually scraping it.
No.
That is correct.
That,
That is
the
correct.
county has scraped
if
it
you
for
move
long enough for
forward-
it to
if you
become a
move
public
forward-
road by
If you move
prescription.
forward with this right here, then it'll close it, so then it'll be done, and the county won't scrape it anymore, and no one will have access to it.
Exactly.
And it will be literally a private drive that will be in your possession from Ski Pond Road all the way back. So if you kinda get it twofold, you see what I'm saying?
well, I don't, cause you just said it's a private drive, why would we close a private drive?
It's not a private drive, it's a public road.
What
It,
you
the question about it is because y'all are scraping it. And unless y'all can produce something, you know what I'm saying,
No, I
like,
don't.
do y'all have,
It's on the
You
public.
said
you're,
you know
you're
what I'm
scraping,
saying, I
you're
don't.
scraping it,
Yeah,
okay? And she is saying that it's a private drive,
okay,
and we shouldn't be scraping private drives.
okay.
So, we're gonna move forward to, however you wanna view it, you wanna view it as a public road, she wants to view it as a private drive. If we're gonna move forward, so she doesn't want anybody running across her property, and you don't have a problem with it, then let's just move forward and be done with it. And then the county won't be scraping private drives anymore, cause we should be doing that anyway.
It's, the road itself, Farm Road, is a public road. It's on the county map, it's a
It
public
is
road.
county map.
And I don't think anybody disagrees with that problem.
Well-
Where the problem lies is it crossing over her 12 to 15 foot, her property, and she
I-
gave them permission, then she withdrew the permission.
I
And not
understand
only
that
that,
part.
the private road ends right there at that
And-
warehouse.
And then saying she got
My
that
house.
blocked off, but nobody goes back to accept some property, she has a house back in the back where somebody lives in, rents from her. But the actual farm road is, as long as I can remember, has been a public road the county has maintained,
No,
and so,
2006, I have paperwork, they never even scraped the road. William Laird told them to get it.
but it, you know, it's a public road.
Yes,
And so, whenever you change it, then it'll be a private road, then there won't be more problems.
That's right.
And she can put a gate up there at, Ski Pond and stop anybody from going in there.
And that's what we're trying to do here.
So,
Right
in
now,
other
she
words,
can't.
out of this meeting today, it's gonna stay a public road. We have to go through steps or something more here?
if we agree to vote on this resolution, it will move forward to be closed.
Okay,
And then when we get through with, as Hubert just explained, there's a public hearing, there's 2 or 3 other things, and then we make the final vote, what, probably 2 meetings from now?
Well, I think we can do it in August.
Possibly in August?
Yes.
okay. So, the county's gonna maintain it for all the property damage that got done to the ditches and stuff. They're gonna maintain all this, correct? And that is basically my purpose for being here today, is the ditches got destroyed and the roads messed up from the ripping and raring from that one incident. And I wanted to make sure that they were gonna come.
So you want the
maintain-
county to scrape the road, then you don't want the county to scrape the road?
Well, to be honest with you, the road was fine until Miss Glory decided to tell somebody to come and they could go across my ditches. And no, I'm sorry, Will, but it was done. As a witness, there's Mike and there's Roger, and there's 2 other people.
It's 2 whole separate things.
It's a destroying of private property. Yeah, I expect the county to come and dig them ditches back out, that these people got pissed off and decided to drive across, and I have Mike as a witness. Yeah, I expect them to, because Lori decided to tell them to do this, instead of coming back and telling them to come to the meeting.
Well,
Yes,
That's not the
did.
issue at hand, okay, good. The resolution is the issue at hand. So, what are the wishes of the board?
I'll make a motion to approve it and go forward with it.
Motion Commissioner Willis to adopt a resolution to close Farm Road. I have a second.
I'll second.
Commissioner Dixon, second. Any discussion on it?
What's the benefit to the county to continue to maintain if the woman does not want the road maintained? I mean, why push the issue with a resident?
I don't have an issue with it, but it seems to really get blown out of proportion. I mean, my only issue was, you say it's a private drive, obviously it's a county road, so if it's not, we wouldn't close it.
Okay, well, I've got a list, and I don't have it on me, but I have a list of roads that the county scrapes. One of them is the Lane Drive up there by Shortstop. It is listed on that list that come from the road department as a private drive. Why is it on that list? I mean, I think there might be a few discrepancies in our roads. I live on a road that was cut off. My parents actually, there was a road that come up in through their driveway.
I'm good. I
That's
don't
cut
want
off.
to- I
But
don't
I'm
think we
just
scrape
saying,
any
like,
private
there's,
road.
well, I agree, but
Well-
when you get in the question about what is a county road and what's not a county road and what's on a map and what's not on a map, there's some discrepancies, because that road was a county road and it's still on the map, but it's not maintained at all, okay? I mean, I can show you where it's at. So, let's just, my question was, what is the benefit to keeping this road maintained by the county if she doesn't want it maintained?
It's fine with me.
Okay.
That's an issue that'll come up at the next meeting.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I wanna ask Roger, on that road, is that a county maintained road or a private road?
Farm Road,
Uh-huh,
it was a county maintained road, we scraped it.
uh-huh. So if it's a county road, who has the right to close the county road unless they come before the board and close that road then?
It's got to come before the board.
Right, and right now, I just feel like right now, it's a county road, and right now, because the one person wanna close the county road, I don't see the relevance here.
Well, the relevance is this, it only goes to my house.
Then, right now.
It goes nowhere else.
Yeah, but it's still a county road. If it's a county road, it belongs to the county. If we maintain the road, that's what we should continue doing.
Commissioner Logan?
Well, obviously, I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused about, apparently there's a property owner here. Are you landlocked back there, or what?
No.
No, we're not. We, bought Ted Laracy's old place, which is at the corner of 24 Ski Pond and Farm Road.
Okay.
When we bought the property, the driveway that we came in off of was off of Farm Road.
Okay.
And unbeknownst to us, county ordinance states that if it's a private drive, it has to be posted that it's a private drive. Miss Teresa didn't have any posting at Farm Road. When it got to her rental, went from public to private. So we thought the entire road was a public road. And when we met her husband, he didn't say anything about that driveway being theirs or anything like that. You weren't there.
But you were told that the road was gonna be
Can,
closed.
can I finish, please?
And
I
then
thought
you
you
can
said your
finish.
piece. And so then she had come on property and we had workers out there. They were parked on the side of the road. You could still access Farm Road, you could get around them. And she told them that they needed to leave, that they had no right to access Farm Road, period. And so the workers on the property left and called me saying they were kicked off the property. We met her the next day, at which time we did file a police report, with Milton. Is that the deputy's Milton? And that's when Ms. Teresa came out and said that the whole road was a private drive, that they owned it, that the driveway was theirs. The driveway that we accessed was a pre-existing driveway to the property that she had put in when they were leasing Mr. Ted's land to farm. We didn't destroy any property, we didn't make a driveway that we weren't, it was already there. She had given us permission at that time to continue to use that driveway, and once everything was done on our property construction-wise, that we put in our own driveway, at which point we were trying to go out there and do, and she told us that we weren't allowed to driveway anymore, and has since put up the barbed wire fence. It is an ongoing issue between her and I. The paperwork that I have says that we own property to Farm Road. Our deed says that our property goes to Farm Road, our plat says our property goes to Farm Road. I've asked her to produce paperwork otherwise because she says different, at which point she told me that she will not do. I asked,
Well, Mr. Reed,
Mr. Roger was there, I asked.
if we adopt the resolution and then at the next meeting, the issues that she's bringing up, if she doesn't want it closed, is that where we address
That's where we're
this?
addressing, not today.
All right, so now all we need to do is decide whether we're gonna accept this resolution, adopt it, and move forward or not. Have a motion and a second on the floor. Any more discussion on this? Mr. Loke, does that answer your question?
I think so, so you could actually now, you could access your property from twenty-four or from Ski Pond Road, if you
Correct,
wanted to.
obviously being 24 State Road, it's gonna be a longer process than
Right.
just putting in off a ski pond. We have gone through the process, to put a secondary access, you know, off of Ski Pond until the issue with Farm Road gets resolved. If you come off the Ski Pond, it's a half-mile long driveway that we have to put in versus coming in where we originally planned, which is off of Farm Road and going straight into the house. So that's the issue with us, is obviously the cost of a half-mile long driveway versus what our plat and our deed says, which is us being able to come off of Farm Road because that's where our property line is.
So closing Farm Road would cost you some money.
And an extreme amount, yes.
So your property connects to Farm Road, is that what I'm understanding?
That's for the deed and the plat.
That's your tittle, a lot
Yes, sir.
I would be glad to show you the plats.
But I still don't know that this is,
Mr. Reeves,
And that's basically for the law, a lawyer, just let her, let's go to court, she can go to court with all that.
what they're gonna have to do is both of them will have to get a surveyor, survey the land, get the surveyors to agree of where the line is.
They already done that.
If they can't, surveyors don't agree, we'll have to hire a third surveyor to go ahead and meet all those out
Hey,
there.
hey, y'all being rude now.
Yes, you're correct, 'cause I'm trying to explain to him.
Well, hold up a second, let the sheriff talk and then y'all finish up. Thank you.
It's already been surveyed off.
So we got two surveys apparently saying different things. We're gonna have to bring in a county surveyor.
Well, from what I
Get all three of them together and let them decide on where the actual line is.
well, from what I understand today, the only issue is the resolution, whether we wanna move forward. And then the next meeting's where the surveys, aligns, who's got right or wrong, comes into play.
Mr. Chair, what do you recommend? What do you recommend? Because I don't have a clue at this point.
I'm fine with adopting the resolution to move on, and then everything will come out in the next meeting is where it needs to go. But now I'm fine,
If it's private road.
the wishes of the board. Any more questions from the board? All in favor of adopting the resolution to close Farm Road?
I'm in favor, but I think we're gonna hit a kink in it.
I agree.
Well, to move on with the process, right?
Move on, now, this is not that we're closing the road.
It's the process.
Move on with the
Process.
Just to move
Process.
forward, yes.
We'll move
To
forward.
determine what's what, gotcha.
Because this will never have a resolution if we don't move
Yeah.
forward.
Gotcha.
We need to go and get it.
Okay.
Any opposed? Two opposed.
Rosa, did you?
I'm agreeing to just do the resolution to move forward.
Before.
Thank you.
Next one might be a different story.
I don't have a problem closing private road. Public road.